everybody, it's KayBeast, and for this week's art video, I am painting my best friend's birthday picture. My best friend John has his birthday on July 28th, and since I usually don't have any money to really spend on gifts, I tend to make art. So I asked him what he wanted for his picture this year, and he asked me to paint Zelda from Breath of the Wild. We both really got into the Breath of the Wild game in the past year, and we talk about it a lot. I'm farther along than he is because he stopped playing for a while. He wanted to wait till he got a Switch, and now he's playing it again, and we like to talk about the game. We both really love it. So he asked me to paint Zelda because Zelda's like his favorite character, and he really liked her design in this game. And the only notes he gave me was to have a really interesting pose and have her with a weapon, either the Master Sword or the Bow of Light, and he wanted her to look really like tough, and to wear the white dress. So I actually found a reference pose image. I used a Senshi stock on DeviantArt. I'll put a link in the description below, and she's got a lot of galleries on there based on what kinds of poses, and there's a whole gallery based on posing with bow and arrows, and I thought the Bow of Light would look better with Zelda anyway. But between her galleries, between Senshi Stock's galleries with the swords and with the bows and arrows, the best pose that I liked and John liked was this one from the bow and arrow gallery. So I drew her with the Bow of Light, pulled up a lot of reference, and started working on it. I decided to make this Art Nouveau style because it's a style both me and John really like, and it's just, I thought it would look good with the idea. So yeah, I had a lot of fun working on this because I put a lot more planning into this piece than I tend to do with most of mine. I had a lot of sketches, I had some reference books out. I have a book on Alphonse Mucha's art that I used as reference to kind of figure out how to do the actual border and everything and the circle behind her. And I used some stencils and circle tools and stuff to draw everything out before I started painting, and it was a very fun process, and I definitely want to do more Art Nouveau inspired pieces using that method. So what I did is I taped off where the edge of the actual artwork would be, and then I did some washes in the background and used salt to get the texture behind like her head and in the background at the bottom. And then I just did a blue wash in the top two shapes, and I'm going to go on with gouache later to do flowers. I painted the Silent Princess flowers from Breath of the Wild because they're supposed to represent her. And then I just went in with small washes and glazes over the rest of the piece, and then I finished it up with color pencil and ink, and then I go ham with my Fine Tech Golds, which you'll see in a bit. But yeah, I really did enjoy working on this piece. I like how the shading turned out. I liked how the color turned out. There are a few minor defects here and there, mostly when I was inking, because I was inking with a brush. So, but yeah, I really enjoyed working on this. This is the section where I'm working with gouache, and gouache is still something I'm really not familiar with. So I tried to keep it basic and work slowly, and I think it turned out pretty good. So I definitely want to practice more with incorporating some gouache elements into my pieces, because I do like the fact that it's opaque and I can cover stuff up, and it's a little more versatile than just watercolor. So I definitely got to try this stuff out more. But yeah, so I brought the piece over when I went to visit last weekend, and John loved it, and he bought a frame for it, so he was very happy. And I'm very glad that he liked it, and I definitely want to do more fan Art Nouveau pieces. I just have to figure out which characters and how I might, adjust the style. But John did give me permission to turn this piece into merch, so I took a good scan of it before I gave it to him, and I'm going to clean it up and definitely add that to my list of artwork to turn into prints and stuff, because I really like how it turned out. So yeah, obviously with this piece I didn't do anything different with the recording style like I did with the last one. I was on a bit of a time crunch with this because I wanted it to be done in time for a visit to my best friend in Lowell anyway. My fiance was performing in a drag show this month. I was going to be out that weekend anyway, and I wanted to give John his painting before or during that weekend anyway. So yeah, I didn't get creative with the actual recording because I just wanted to make sure that I got the thing done. And Really can't think of much else to say in regards to this piece. I have a couple of videos coming up that are going to be a little different. I have an affiliate video that's coming up next week, and then I have a review video that I'm working on building up for the end of next month that I think will be pretty interesting. The review video that I'm going to do, I decided to do one for different kinds of black ink. So if you watch my previous video, I mentioned that I wanted to find different kinds of black inks for inking with a brush and kind of test out how they react with water, with Copics, you know, erasing, all that kind of stuff. And I have a few different kinds already, but if you guys know of any relatively affordable black inks that I may not have yet, please let me know, because that video I'm doing at the end of August, so I have time to pick up a few more to try out. So if you guys know of any good ones, let me know in the comments below, and I'll look into them for my review video, because I think it'll be good. So this is when I go absolutely nuts with the Fine Tech Gold. I decided to make the borders just the gold paint, and I also did the Triforce for the little circle shapes in the back, and I didn't record every single step of this because it took so long to do. I just did the basics so you could kind of see what I was doing. And I also used gold for her jewelry and stuff, but those elements on Zelda herself, I went back in with the black ink to outline them so they would separate, so they would stand out a little bit more from the actual background. But yeah, I just kind of went nuts with it, and I think it turned out really good, and I had a lot of fun with it, and John really liked it. So yeah, definitely gonna play with this style some more. That's all I can really think of to say. I think I've said everything that I meant to. So yeah, let me know what you guys think, and you know, let me know if you have any recommendations for black inks for me to try out for my review video next month. And yeah, I guess that does it. So yeah, I'm just peeling off. I wanted to show the peeling of the tape at the end because I always like how that looks. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!